Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blind. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am Jesse, and we're happy to have you back. If you're a returning slacker, if you're a new one, welcome to the fucking show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a fucking party, so buckle in and brace yourself.
Fucking grab onto anything that's sturdy. We're starting out talking about our Patreon. We have re-tiered it. We got some new goals up on there, you know, covering the cost of the show, that kind of basic stuff that would just help us provide a better show to you, the slackers, the listeners.
Oh, yeah. We've been hard at work. We've been cranking the numbers. We've got the perfect selection of tiers for whatever you'd like to contribute to the show, if you would. And now there's physical rewards, which are beautiful shirts, such as the one Jesse is wearing right now, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's some of our merch that we have up on there, along with a hoodie. We have a couple of mugs in our shop if you head over to aspodcast.com. So there's plenty of stuff to check out. We're done pushing our merch down your throat. Definitely go check it out. But we're going to move on to the show here with our weird news. We always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. And we're headed up to the Great White North, our friendly brethren up in Canada. And yet, you know, they're doing weed right, Matt, I have to say.
They got to be doing it better than New York, which is they're doing absolutely nothing.
Hopefully that'll change soon. I know there's some stuff in the works. If you want to hear more about that, you can always tune into our weed news updates that we do for Growcast that we also put on our Patreon. But back to the subject at hand, we're talking about Canada, weed, and taxes. Did you know, Matt, that in Canada you can claim cannabis on your taxes if you have a medical permit?
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it
pretty nice.
actually, it can be written off just like, you know, if you were going to go and get allergy medicine or something. A lot of health plans allow you to do that with like a health savings account and stuff along those lines. In Canada, though, if you have a doctor's note, you're able to just, you know, take it's a specific thing. You know, taxes are always kind of complicated. You have to take the total value of your medical expenses minus either $2,268 or 3% of your total net income. So say, for example, in this Daily Hive article that we found this on, they give, for example, Mary Jane's income is $50,000 and her medical expenses, including medical cannabis, were $4,000. So in Mary's case, 3% of her total income is $1,500, which is less than the amount that they had stated before. And so you subtract that from her total claimable medical expenses, and she would end up with like $375 applied to the total.
Really?
Even though she's only claiming $2,500. But hey, I mean, it's something, I guess. It's a lot of hoops to jump through. You got to do the math and make sure that you keep your receipts. But it's neat that you're actually able to claim this as a medical expense.
And it's also neat to see how much weed you smoked, you know, through the...
Oh God, that's probably the hardest part of it, is being like, hey, we spent fucking how much? Oh my God, we got to hit the sales. Like,
But at the same time, you're like, hey,
buy one, get ones or something.
we killed 2 pounds of weed this year. And you're like,
Right?
up top.
It's like, oh man. So it's interesting that they're able to do this. I hope that the US will come around to it. Obviously, it's got to be federally legalized before anything like that can happen. So I say we go federally legal. We get some sort of universal coverage of healthcare that sponsors weed. Let's piss everyone off. Let's smoke
Oh my
weed
God.
on people's tax dollars. I'm sure that it's a good way to rile up.
Health plan that covers, like, it's so shitty on anything that you really need, but like when it comes to weed, it's like you don't pay a dime.
They literally just give it to you on the way out of the doctor's office.
Call it the green healthcare, and mad people get behind it because they think it's just like an efficient, it's friendly to the environment, friendly to the human race, which it kind of is.
So.
But like they don't realize,
You're actually going with a problem. And
Yeah.
they're just giving you a fucking indica.
Oh man,
Sleep it off, buddy.
sleep it off.
So that's our weed article for this episode. If you want to read a little bit more, we'll be posting that up on our Facebook page. I don't know, sometime. Go check it out when I post it. You're gonna have to like the page. I'm not gonna just give it out to you.
Okay, guy. Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to entice them, Matt.
All right. Well, I guess I should have been behind it, but it just seemed like kind of like push off, you know. So I don't know. Oh man. Well, our next story has got me up at uneasy. So I mean, you can't help but like stand by my side once I give you the story of why I'm like a little offstandish here.
All
Now I'm going to talk about this robbery. All right, and this is probably the most heinous robbery I've ever read about.
Okay.
Okay. And you're probably thinking, oh, straight violence, straight
Yeah, I was
murder,
thinking casualties or something.
massacre. Not a casualty. I mean, people were not the same after. I'm sure people were changed forever after this robbery, but
All right, reveal this enigma. I
I
can't wait.
know too much illusion. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Czech Republic. We're going to Prague, and right in the city center. Prague, is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Corrections, whatever. Edit that out. We're going to Prague. Prague.
Prague.
We're going to Prague. We're all right. Let's get to the beans.
To this in the future, and you have an American Slacker bingo board. I think you just gotta swear.
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, we're going to Prague, where a man robbed a small shop in the city center, and it's amazing how he robbed this shop because he went in there and he said he had a knife, but what he was holding was not his knife. This man walked in without brandishing the knife at all and just pulled out his dick and said, "Hey, I have a knife. Give me the money."
Well, maybe he had a knife. Maybe that's not what he was referring to.
Now,
Like, no, that's my dick. I do have a knife though.
I couldn't help but put myself in the person that's behind the victim, you know, be the victim in the scenario. And
I don't want to.
I couldn't imagine how I would really react if a man walked into a retail job I was working at. It was just like, "Give me the money." It's just like beans and dick hanging. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I just don't want to, like, if I'm handing him the money, I'm not touching that hand.
well, I don't know, man. I might call him on it. Like, you're crazy. I think maybe you're just crazy.
That leaves you really vulnerable too, because you can get a swift like downward kick on it.
Oh
You
my
can knock
god!
that guy out of commission real quick.
Just kick the dick right off of him.
Yeah, just send it flying into the fucking milk section.
It's like one of those little stands for a T-ball. You just fucking whack.
Bam.
Oh man.
Odd method of robbing a place.
Very, very odd. He was successful. Obviously, he was apprehended, you know, not too long after the scenario occurred. But still, I mean, I can't think, but like being in the scenario, like a dude walking into a shop, like whipping the dick out, saying like, "I got a knife too. Give me the money." Like, no.
Yeah. Do you think there was a sexual motive behind this?
No, I don't know the motive. Like, I don't know if he was like, "I don't have a knife." Maybe if I whip my dick out, it'll be one of those overkill incidents. Like, you know, they're just one of those people that has to top it right at the start. They don't escalate. There's no like leveling there. They just go right
It's like
to
a
the
shock value.
Yeah. It's like I got a fucking grenade for this moment. Bah!
Just, you know, set the scene off the top, and then you're able to kind of take control of the situation.
Now, do you think dick size applies to this? Like, if he whipped out a little like teeny like, you know, bite-sized sausage, are we like, like,
or are we talking about him dragging a fucking rope through the door on his way in?
Would that change your opinion? Like, if a guy whipped out a little teeny sausage, or maybe like a giant one, like, is there a difference there with how you reacted? He's like, "I got a knife too."
Absolutely, the psychology behind it. You know, if it's a tiny one, I mean,
you're gonna overpower it.
Size shame, but yeah, I'm like, I got this.
Are we sword fighting? What's going on here?
I'm fucking dick kicking is what I'm doing. So, but if someone comes through like with a fucking mallet, like coming out of their trousers, like they've already won the situation. You're like, there's nothing you can do at that point. What are you gonna do? Whip yours out and just try and like fucking compare and tell him to get out. I'm bigger. No,
It's
you're
cold
done.
in here. It was warm out there when you came in.
Right now, one thing I will mention is that the statue David, if you're familiar with it, you know, the naked one with the dude from the Bible, supposedly, who fought Goliath. They always talk about how tiny his dick is, right?
Well, yeah, there's a reason for that.
It's because he's going into battle. Maybe, just maybe, this guy robbing the store, he had like the same sort of situation going on. Like,
I don't know. What?
I'm saying, you know, like, we can't judge the man on his size when he's going into battle.
I guess true, but I think
It's a tense situation.
the statue of David definitely has a tinier male part because back in the day they thought it was gross to have anything that wasn't tiny. I guess.
No, it's because if they were, it's like anatomically correct. Like if you're hopped up on adrenaline, your dick gets smaller because you're going into battle. It's not like you'd want your dick lopped off in battle. I swear to God, I swear.
All right, man.
It's human biology.
We'll get a scientist on American Slacker and break down the science of how the dick retreats when trouble is near.
Oh, if I'm wrong, I'm sure people are screaming at their fucking radio right
Probably. What do we know? We're just slackers. We're just giving you the news. Man, this guy's he's also got another shitty scam going on too. He was wanted for. He was like, you know how like radio stations will have like a vehicle driving around, and if you could spot it, you win like a fucking amount of money or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, he would claim that he had info to like where that vehicle would be, and he would sell you. Like, he'd be like, "Give me $20, I'll tell you where that vehicle's gonna be. You win 100." You know. So he's like one of those kind of guys. Like, and the police were like, "We're gonna stop this shit too." And then he just
flim flam man.
I don't know if that encouraged us. He's like, "Well, they're after me anyway, so fuck it. Well, dick hanging. Give me the money."
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. It sounds like.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. That's for sure.
Definitely a lot of schemes. So we are headed over to New Zealand for our next story, where a seal was found to have eaten a USB drive. Now, who's going around finding USB drives in piles of poop? New Zealanders, apparently. There's a Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research, or I'm sorry, the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research, which is NIWA, and they're going around trying to find the owner of this USB drive that they found, because I guess what they do is they collect these seal poop samples so they can, you know, check the health and of the local wildlife and biology. And
every once in a while, they find a seal poop pearl. You never heard of that?
No, I can't say I have, but it sounds like a beautiful piece of jewelry.
I thought I was gonna be able to pull it off, but no. Yeah.
So
I just can't imagine them just running around. But I mean, it's probably this study, you know, the amount of the bacteria and shit, and who knows what studies they're doing.
Right. I guess they have like citizens collect samples when they need them to. So there's just people out there fucking scooping up poop and sending it to NIWA. And
you could tell everything about a seal by its shit.
Yeah, you can learn a lot.
Literally.
When it's eating all that kind of stuff, including USB drives. And I guess their preferred method of scooping up the poop is putting it in ice cream containers.
Okay.
Just think like, don't put it in the fridge. Don't put that in the fridge. You get yourself like a chocolate fudge brownie, like empty container. You got some seal poop in there. You pop that in the fridge. Oh, I'll mail it out on Monday. All of a sudden, you go a whole weekend and fucking all the containers are empty. You're sick because now they're full of seal shit.
Oh God, dude! Don't mistake that.
It's an easy mix-up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Once it gets all together, it looks exactly like the double chocolate gelato.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You get a little freezer burn. You never really tell the difference. So these shit sifters, they're looking for the owner of this USB drive. They shifted this poop around and found it, and it actually works. They plugged it in, apparently, after, I'm hoping, cleaning it off, and realized that this USB drive actually has like photos and even some videos of someone kayaking in a blue kayak around some leopard seals. So at some point, they must have transferred pictures to this USB, and it got eaten by a seal.
Oh my God. It'd be hilarious to fuck with them and like put photos of seals on it and then like have the seal eat it, and then they're like, who owns this? And they're like, it's fucking photos of seals, man. The seals are using USB drives now.
Right? They're out there taking selfies and fucking posting them to Facebook. Now, I will say they are holding the USB drive hostage. If you are this blue kayaking seal explorer, they will not give you this USB drive back unless you send them some seal poop. That's they're holding their ransom.
They're holding their ransom for some seal poop.
Yeah, exactly. They said, you know, and in this article it says it's the science equivalent of sending nudes.
Oh my god.
They need more leopard seal dookie. So, hey, if you're in the business of picking up poop, send it on over.
You do that, I'm sure they'll love. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah, they're all about that shit.
Oh man. Well, we're keeping up with the animal stories here for all of our animal lovers, except this one might take a turn that you're not exactly liking. We're going to Horsetooth Mountain in Colorado, near Fort Collins. And we got a gentleman, you might have heard of this story actually, it made mainstream news, but we couldn't help but want to talk about it. And it is fucking insane. We've got a guy who is about 30, running through the woods, you know, hitting the trails, doing a nice little, he's getting his exercise on. And then all of a sudden, a fucking mountain lion attacks him. And
oh my god.
Luckily, I guess it was less than a year old, so it was a juvenile. It didn't really have its, you know, hunting experience down, and it wasn't fully grown. But this guy somehow managed to fucking fight this lion off. He pummeled it with a couple rocks that he found like near the scuttle area, and then somehow fucking strangled it with his bare hands.
It's just fucking straight up MMA style, fucking knocked it out with a ground and pound kind of.
Well, like, this is what I'm having a hard time, like, there's not a lot of like detail out there yet, really. Some news stories are saying he was like a jiu-jitsu like practice guy. I don't really know if that's just like some hearsay though, because like I haven't found any details of who he is. Like I just heard that, so it's like the guy must be fucking practicing jiu-jitsu to fucking beat a mountain lion, bro.
That's a rough assumption, but
yeah, like I imagine the guy's in really good condition, and you know he got lucky because I mean
if he's out there fighting mountain lions for exercise, he's got to be in great condition. He's just fucking crushing their trachea. Like,
can you imagine? He's like it's a lot of waiting, but when you find one, it's
Aim
fucking
on.
rewarding.
Oh my god! I mean, like that poor lion, but also I'm glad this guy's survived.
It does suck, you know, but I guess
now he can pretty much intimidate anyone in a bar.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's definitely free drinks wherever you drink, like
Just
straight up.
Just like wear a shirt that says "I strangled a mountain lion" and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. And they're like, so what's up with that shirt? And they're like, you ever hear about that guy that strangled a mountain lion that attacked him while he was jogging? That's this guy.
He's got 2 thumbs and 2 hands that can strangle a mountain lion.
Oh man! Imagine he lost one thumb. He's like, who's got one thumb?
He's missing a couple digits, but still strangled a mountain lion.
Apparently, he got out lucky though. He didn't lose a thumb. He only had, you know, he got some serious cuts and shit, but he was like fine, you know, nothing vital. He didn't lose any limbs.
Fighting something with fucking knives for hands,
dude.
Like my cats,
dude,
are,
and
like sharp. I can imagine.
Inch long teeth, like fucking just ready to pierce into your fucking bones, like, and they're agile as fuck. They don't land on their back. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, seriously. I saw a video of one chasing down a deer, and they both felt like he chased it off like a little incline into a pool that was like 100 feet down.
Oh my god!
Just endless pursuit. Like those things look. And they actually, a little PSA: don't run.
Yeah, it triggers cats.
Yeah, they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, toy.
Fun. You want to? I think get big, get loud, and insult its mother. I think are the ways to deter a mountain lion.
This is a funny statistic. If you were
let that slide.
sorry, I was just thinking in my head about the statistic. so Colorado is like not the place to be running apparently, because like 20 people have been killed in North America by mountain lions in like more than 100 years. Like it is apparent.
Really?
Like yeah. For like the first, like the 20 deaths, they had to trace over 100 years. But in Colorado, 3 people have been killed since 1990 and 16 injured by mountain lions.
Jeez, they got a lot, I guess.
Yeah, they just must have like an isolated fucking population of these fucking monsters.
Because I've heard it happen, the attacks in like LA and stuff before, where people
they come down from the mountains there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's
crazy.
lions scare the fuck out of me, man. They're not the full-on African lion, but goddamn, like that's not your house cat trying to come at you.
Now, truthfully though, do you, like, somewhere within you, deep within you, do you feel like you want the opportunity?
Against a juvenile, yeah. Full grown, fuck no.
Or like not even a mountain lion, let's say like a wolf, or like
no, dude, wolf. Okay, so a wolf's
like
like
an
biting
alligator.
pressure versus like a mountain lion is dramatically different. A wolf will crush your fucking bones.
So that's probably like top tier predator that you could actually take down bare hands.
No, I think I don't know. I feel like a wolf would be
would be an
scarier for me, honestly. You're right. They have fucking Freddy Krueger hands. I don't know, man.
Seriously.
It pretty much is a top tier in North America, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
short of, because like a straight up real lion would just jack you. You're done. There's
Jack
no way
you. We don't have those in America anyway, so we can't count them.
Bears would flatten you immediately.
Oh my god, yeah,
It wouldn't give a fuck.
dude.
Red Dead Redemption is anything like real life.
I feel like a bear after 6 months is like, nah, I can't mess with that.
Yeah. They'll just slap you around like a fucking toy.
Yeah, dude, they're just way too big.
Tell us on the Facebook page, what's the biggest animal that you would fight with bare hand? We want to find out.
Yeah, I don't think I'd willingly fight the mountain lion. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, seriously. Well, speaking of fighting wildlife and getting into scraps with things you shouldn't. I brought up Red Dead Redemption 2 earlier, and our next story kind of reminds me a lot of this. Intoxicated man arrested for jumping aboard moving Amtrak train and taking over controls.
Okay.
So we have a 26-year-old man in California who was heavily under the influence, and he jumped on a moving Amtrak train and blew the whistle more than once.
Illegal. You can only blow the whistle once per hour.
I don't blame him. I would be going ham on that whistle.
Oh, you know it.
Be fucking super annoying with it. So he apparently jumped aboard the train's backup engine and was acting hostile to crew members who feared for their safety and did not approach the suspect. Then he haphazardly started handling the controls and tried to put the emergency stop onto the train while it was moving, which would have really fucked up like the train and probably a lot of people in the train. Just like ripping the e-brake while he's fucking going.
Everybody flies the fuck out of their seat. She's like, bah!
Yeah, man. I mean, it could derail it and shit too. So that's actually pretty serious.
Oh, damn.
He eventually was charged with public intoxication and trespassing on railroad property and interfering or hindering the safe and efficient operation of a locomotive. Glad he didn't end up causing a train wreck, but like, how the fuck in this day and age do you jump on a moving train and think you're just gonna like, yeah, we're going to Cincinnati, like I'm taking this sucker for a fucking ride.
Who thinks anything with like a solid, like it's got no route besides the route that it's on? Like why would you? That's the worst thing you could possibly fucking steal. Like you're not going anywhere that they can't trace. Like what the fuck?
Going on a fucking police chase down a long hallway. Like
Dude.
you're not going anywhere. We know where you're headed.
Yeah, dude. No, it's just no, not the thing
So
to
I'm
do.
glad that this guy didn't cause any like serious injuries to anyone or damage any of the equipment, or like take a swing at any of the crew. It's just crazy to me. I never thought that train jackings were a thing of this day and age. I thought that was reserved for the 1800s.
Yeah, they don't really carry much loot these days. No bags of gold, fucking doubloons or anything.
Where's my assaulted offal?
You'd be more enticed to jack some food these days with the price of food, you know? Shit.
There you go. A couple snacks.
Man.
Give me your Slim Jim.
No, fuck Slim Jims. I'm talking. We need some Angus beef steaks, man. I'm talking top sirloins. Maybe a fucking porterhouse, you know?
That's more than a steak. That's a meal right there.
That's a meal. It's a meal that can amount to quite a bit of money, man. And we're going to our next story where a man decided that was too much money to pay. So he decided he was going to take his steak to go and dip out on the fucking bill.
Dine and dash?
A little dine and dash action. But what he did in this whole motion here is what's got us a little upset. He didn't just steal and just walk out on these employees that are trying to earn a buck. You know, this restaurant owner that's just grinding to pay the goddamn light bill. You know what I'm saying? He took a fine giant ass porterhouse. Which first off, let me just say, he didn't order just a steak, all right? He ordered the steak, a lobster tail, and a 20-ounce beer, all right? So you got the
that's pricey.
That's the full meal, like $56 is what they said, and I thought, hey, that's a bargain in my mind.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, if we're talking a huge steak, yeah,
dude, it looks like a big steak.
We're talking Fred Flintstone style steak.
You're gonna see in a second here. We're talking a big steak. Now, the thing that's got me really appalled here, though, is this man, the way he jacks the steak. You would think, you know, like, hey, maybe he asked for like a to-go container, a nice little styrofoam, a little aluminum foil with the plastic lid that you pinch down in the circle. That's fun. Everybody likes that, you know.
Right.
Nope. This gentleman takes a linen, like a cloth fucking napkin that he held from the bread basket, which they had already collected. He took it and he wraps a steak in this goddamn thing.
So this was premeditated too.
Dude, he had to have. He saw that napkin. He was like, "Oh, I'm definitely stealing the steak now." Before I was gonna put it in my pocket. Now they're just asking for it, but giving me a fucking cloth napkin to wrap my fucking juicy steak in.
I have to say, from the look of this guy too, it doesn't look like he's hurting for money.
Oh no, dude, we're talking a finely dressed man, and I guess that's where we bring in the footage. Now this gentleman is chilling. He's having his good old dinner here. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, that is okay. So it's like one of those big black napkins that they like, the linen ones they usually like
do a little wipe of the face, look around.
Okay, so that steak's as big as his head. Dude,
that steak is monstrous, right? Like fucking, dude. Let's get a retake on this. Look at the size of that thing. Look at that
thing's gigantic.
What? Yeah, dude.
Where do we see where he ends up putting it after it's in the napkin?
Not really.
Is it just, like, under the jacket, kind of.
I think it's like I don't know. Maybe he tucks it in his belt.
Oh, he's just carrying it.
Oh, he carried it. Okay.
Just a steak in a napkin.
I like. That's so odd. Oh, I like how the news spins it. They're like, and a little girl was right there watching it.
Like, you don't fucking tell shit.
You don't tell. Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
First off, this guy's a dick for dining and dashing on a $56 bill. Like that's just fucked up in the first place. Secondly, what the fuck with the napkin? Like, I guess I get the idea of, okay, he's trying to like sneak out of there, so it's not like he's gonna ask for a to-go container, right? Because that kind of blows your cover.
Yeah.
But come on, napkin? You're gonna wrap a steak in a napkin? Who the fuck does that?
I don't know, man. Fucking savage. That's who. A fucking savage.
Do you think he's also like fucking going to places putting breadsticks in his pocket?
He might be, man. Fucking, he seems like that kind of guy, man. Put a little fucking tater tot in his cargo pocket. You know what I'm saying? A little Napoleon Dynamite.
Some extra tots.
Oh man, share them tots if you're gonna have a pocket full.
So yeah, if you're a fan of steak napkins, we don't want you listening. I think that's fair to say.
No. There's definitely lint all over your steak. That's not the kind of spice I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little cracked pepper and salt. That's it.
Not pocket lint?
Not pocket lint. That doesn't add the flavor I'm searching for to make my palate really, really perfect, you know?
Right. So yeah, this guy's a dick. Let's get a little palate change. Want to let people know what a little hint on our funny clip for the week?
Well, you know, it's tasty too, but this one it'll burn your taste buds right off. That's just,
are we talking peppers? What
we're talking flames, baby. Flames and cupcakes. It's the only way. Flames and cupcakes. You got to keep it aggressive and cute at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Tune in for the savagery. It'll be posted up on our Facebook page on Friday. I will tell you that one. Yeah. It's going to be Friday for that funny clip of the week. See what Matt's talking about.
Oh yeah.
And now,
oh, how dare you? How dare you try to steal?
I think I did that last time too.
He always tries to steal my promo plugging, and I'm not about it anymore. At first, I would sit back like a calm guy. I would just, hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool. You made a mistake. No, anymore. I'm laying it down. We'll be right back. We'll be right back with some music suggestions and a special guest A little bit of game too after that. And before we do that, though, here's a word from our friends at the Small Town Mentality Podcast.
Hey, this is AJ.
And this has been with Small Town Mentality Podcast. You can check us out on all social media platforms at Small Town Mentality Podcast. So get on there, click like, and follow us.
And help us out by subscribing to Small Town Mentality Podcast on the places you get your podcasts. Podcasts? What, you don't have a place to check out podcasts? Well, try TuneIn or Stitcher. We're also on iTunes and Google Play.
Come check us out. We're funny. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm funny.
We're going to leave this in.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
And we are back, and it is time to talk about some music suggestions. But today we're joined by a special guest.
Hello.
Yes, we have Kevin McCoy of the Podworm Spacecast.
How's it going?
Doing great. Happy to have you on, man. We've been on your show. Now it's only proper to have one of the Podworms on ours.
Yeah, I'm sad. I actually missed the show that you guys were on our cast. I was at Cirque du Soleil, and everybody thought I was joking, so they wouldn't reschedule it. Like, it was literally that day that I was like, no, I'm legitimately going to Cirque du Soleil. They didn't realize Cirque du Soleil traveled. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad. Well, this is the perfect opportunity, to have you on then, the one Podworm that we didn't get to interact with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. So you can check out the Podworm Spacecast. It's a favorite of mine and Matt's. We're always looking forward to it every week coming out. And this time we're bringing Kevin on to do some music suggestions with us and play a little Valentine's Day game. So to start off music suggestions, I chose an artist named Sycamore Smith. And Sycamore Smith came up on my Spotify Taste Breakers playlist. I've been finding a lot of new stuff just off of, the Spotify suggestions. There's
it always helps me out.
And I thought like the playlist Taste Breakers was interesting because you always hear Taste Makers. So I'm like, oh, this must be kind of a more out there music, which what I like to get into.
Think of everything you like and ruin it.
Exactly. Sycamore Smith's was right at the top of it. As soon as the song started playing, I was like, damn, this is interesting. It's something different than I've heard before. He has a folky kind of sound to him and does like kind of comedic folk music in a way.
Yeah. Is his name Sycamore Morrissey?
Yeah, right. Pretty much. I mean, it's kind of the same idea there. And I mean, with me liking bands like Brand New who always make references to Morrissey, I'm not surprised that I would like someone like Sycamore Smith. So his name is actually Mark Smith. He's from Marquette, Michigan. And he formerly played with a band called the Muldoons, which was like a punk band from like 1980. And he was with them for a long time. And they broke from like 1988 until 2004 when they broke up. Then he went off to do some stuff with a band called the Reddits. And from there ended up doing the solo stuff under the name Sycamore Smith.
The Reddits?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I think I'm saying it right. It's like Reddetts.
Okay.
So it's not like Reddit, like the like.
I wanted to make sure these guys are like.
There's
a major lawsuit coming up I didn't know about.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, it looks like a French word or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I checked out their Facebook page. They haven't really posted anything since like 2015, 2013, somewhere around there. So it seems like that's kind of where they sort of tapered off. But he actually just put out a new album called Gross Papa, and that came out in 2017. And that's what the first song I'm gonna play is off of. It's off of that album, Gross Papa, and it is called "Congratulations, You Survived Your Suicide," which is a hell of a title. Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
But it's a very light song. Honestly enough, he calls himself him and others call himself a lyricist. And I would definitely agree with the way that he sort of plays with the words, especially in this song. This is the one that caught me off the bat from that Taste Breakers playlist. So this is Congratulations, You Survived Your Suicide by Sycamore Smith. Quite catchy.
It's like Bob Dylan-ish to me.
Sort of.
Much for folk, though.
I think my dad kind of got me into folk. He would always play like alternative and folk type stuff.
The most I get into is like Bear's Den. I like Bear's Den.
Bear's Den's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
good.
really like the soundscapes that they make are impressive.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're great. They're a band we've covered before, and
Yeah, that was funny when you when we were talking about music suggestions and you said the Midnight, and I'm like, man, didn't we cover the Midnight?
yeah, goddamn right. It's one of my favorite bands.
Dude, I've just been riding this 80s, if the 80s were today trend.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
Like the last year of my life has been that.
Did you have like, so I had like this problem because I've been into this like for the last 6 years, and it took a long time before they actually kind of came on a genre name for this stuff, because it used to just be included in electronic and EDM. Like for a while there was IDM, and I was like, none of those really sound like the genre of what I'm actually listening to.
Yeah.
No, it's new wave disco. It's like
There's a bunch now, like folktronic and like electro pop and dream pop. Yeah, synthwave is my favorite.
Yeah, synthwave is really good. Yeah,
I like Cinema
Beta Blockers, like synthwave mixed with like the electro pop, and it's really good. You should check them out. They've been on our show too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I like NDM, some nature dance music. It's all just birds chirping, remixed.
Perfect.
Like
occasionally a cougar.
wind in the trees.
I heard you can go to sleep to it.
Good for meditation.
Yeah. Jeff Bridges' new band.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'll launch back in if we're good. So that was Congratulations, You Survived Your Suicide by Sycamore Smith. Like I said, the lyrics in it are really what pulled me in. There's a couple of them, like he said, you dodged a bullet that you meant to take. I thought that was kind of clever. There was one along the lines of, congratulations, the killer's still alive. And it's just like these sort of weird play on like normal sayings flipped in that scenario, and he does that a lot with his music and his lyrics. It's playing with the words.
That's always nice. I always like that. Yeah, hey, you can focus in and like dive into the story behind this like artist.
And that, I mean, sometimes it's the music that pulls you in, but for me, a lot of times it is the lyrics, because I can listen to something catchy and it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, I like it, but unless they're saying something that actually like kind of speaks to me in a way, then like I don't really enjoy it, which is the complete opposite of this. I really enjoyed what Sycamore Smith is doing here.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely more of like a music person than a lyric person. But I've got to imagine that anybody who listens to country would feel the same way, where they're like only about the lyrics rather than the music.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Especially in that genre, it all sort of sounds the same a lot of the time.
You got that storytelling aspect to it. If you can mix the two, that's when you get like an incredible combo, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where the stars shine through. So another song off of the same his newest album, Gross Papa, is called The Billions, and I also enjoyed this one. Has a similar sort of sound to it. I got to really dive deeper into his stuff with the Muldoons and his stuff with the Redettes, and see how that reflects compared to what he's doing now. I've only gotten a taste of I don't know. I don't like saying that. I only got a little bit of his discography. I don't want to taste anyone.
Yeah, it sounds wrong.
Yeah, so
it's a little salty.
To wash that salty taste out of the mouth, we're gonna listen to The Billions by Sycamore Smith. Fucking digging myself into word holes.
It's all right. If you're listening to this audio wise, it's nice and clean. But if you're, on YouTube, you obviously get the whole mess.
Oh yeah. Well, you're talking about us talking during the songs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So you cut this out for what goes on the actual pod.
Yep.
Yeah. Most people are audio, but we're just starting out the video properly, with all the editing and whatnot. So you'll get a little rawness with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some behind the scenes.
Hey,
I think
YouTube.
that's what I like about podcasts, though, is like you can be a little bit more real.
Yeah.
Right.
Behind the scenes. Yeah. See, this is, again, it's just like I feel like this is Bob Dylan's son picking up where he left off.
He's a character too, man. Apparently, I mean, I'll talk about this when we come back to it. but he like when he tours, he wears a derby hat and uses a gold-plated resonator kazoo.
Nice.
Man.
A gold-plated resonator kazoo is now my number one Amazon wish list item.
Oh my god, that's what you guys need to add to the slide whistle over there.
Yeah, gold-plated resonator kazoo.
Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah.
Maybe we'll send one over with a little like ASP logo on it for you.
Please do. We'll have to start doing video podcasts as well then.
There you go.
You guys should. You guys do great video.
Yeah, well, my brother he works in the film industry, so and then I've done film for forever too, but I don't.
Yeah, but just like the quality of you guys like skits,
the skits and shorts.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, that's all Mike. So.
All right, let me just check one thing and then I'm.
Check this, man. We're live with the world. What's up?
I was gonna flip the camera off, but I guess I won't then.
What do you get buck naked up back there? What's up?
Is that the kind of show we're putting on now?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to cut this probably.
So that was The Billions by Sycamore Smith. Another, very folksy kind of thing. We were talking during the song there about his gold-plated kazoo that he apparently brings around on tour with him, and he also wears a derby hat. I guess this guy is really a character, but a good one and an interesting one at that. He's been doing stuff for years. Like I said, he's been working on stuff since the 80s, and even put out a podcast in 2013. 2013 that he had a podcast coming out. I was like still fucking dicking around in college at that point. I hadn't even started listening to Mark Maron. So I mean, well, actually, it started in 2012, his podcast. But so yeah, he's an interesting character. I only really scraped the surface of Sycamore Smith, and hopefully, maybe down the line, we'll hear a little bit more from him on the show.
Oh yeah,
he's got the WT Folk podcast. Is that what he did?
It was actually called the Podster Casters. So, yeah, an interesting name for sure. In the early days of the podcasting world.
Yeah, that's like a dad joke. The Podster Casters.
Well, he loves playing with words, right?
There you go.
Seems to be his MO.
All right. Well, moving along to my pick here. I hope you guys brought your fucking taste buds because I'm laying down the sauce. All right.
The sauce.
Now, SAWCE, I'm talking SAWCE because they're too cool to spell it the traditional way. It's a New Jersey band. It's a bunch of kids that met in New Jersey college, and yeah, man, it's a wild math, alternative rock, and like progressive rock like mixture, and just the wild fucking like patterns of the scales that they hit. It's just like a fucking jam band, but not like a jam band, like, because I hate jam bands. I always say that, but like to me, this is like the kind of like jam band I would be into.
What do you got against jam bands?
I don't know, man. They just go on and on. Every song is like 15 minutes. Like, why?
More of a jelly guy?
Why, man?
Me and the Podworms recently went to a bar, and we found out they had a jukebox there, and we found out lists online and found all of the longest jukebox songs. And so we were there for 4 hours, and we only played 6 songs.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
I'm guessing American Pie was somewhere in that.
No, it isn't actually. Yeah, but
Really?
there's like 40 plus minute songs that you can pay 50 cents for and have a great time.
That's a good value.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, not my style. Not my style. I have a short attention span, so that's probably what goes into it. It's like, move along now.
Uh-huh.
So, this band is constantly changing up the progression of the song. Like it'll be like, soft 1 minute, and then all of a sudden it's just accelerated. And it catches me. No lyrics, straight instrumental, which is like something I've been diving into when I'm working on shit, especially for the podcast. Like lyrics will like keep me distracted. Like I'll start like thinking about the song, but something about like the melody just like blends into my mind with like my fucking thoughts over it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So this is like the antithesis of my suggestion. This is no lyrics.
No lyrics, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking that's like when you were talking, I was like, well, he's not gonna like my band.
No, I mean, I've been enjoying what you've played so far.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and hey, put your own in there if you want.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And then all the
Listen up
lyrics
for
are great.
groceries and shit.
There you go, man.
Your grocery list has the lyrics.
Need some butter, need some milk,
3 avocados.
and some garlic. I don't know why we did that to the Zelda tune, but
Oh, man. So yeah, let me give you a little taste of the sauce real quick. You know, they got a lot of songs that I really dig. Like I was playing one song that Jesse was like, "Is this fucking Sonic?" And yeah, it was like this one song they did called Sanic, and it was just like some rendition of fucking Sonic. I thought that was fucking really cool.
yeah.
wow.
it's
But
really
yeah, let me play one of the songs that I really enjoyed. This is a song that's pretty popular by them. This is called School.
It's like a minus the bear sort of feel.
Hmm.
Yeah, it goes all over.
It's like, I know you, don't I?
Uh, I like this a lot.
Yeah, dude, I love this band.
Yeah, I think we all sort of picked bands that mesh. Well, actually, mine's probably the standout, but your two probably mesh a little bit better.
Oh yeah, man, when we get to your band, I really enjoyed listening to that band.
Yeah, we were checking them out.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like a lot of scaling, you know, it's up and down.
Mhm.
Fucking, I dig it.
See, like this and lo-fi are two like good like
Oh yeah.
working
Yeah,
on
it's like
shit.
almost like
genres.
lo-fi rock, a little bit of jazz and undertones.
Yeah, I can feel it's a little jazzy. Now you said they were math rock?
They're what?
Math rock? Is that how you described it before?
Yeah, so what
Yeah.
math rock is just like, you know, just a lot of crazy different patterns and progressions.
Okay.
Like this right here. It's just like back and forth different patterns, like fast scaling opposing notes.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I
bass
forg-
player is really fucking good, which is what I love about this band.
Mhm.
Like, the next song I do is
Seems like relaxed dubstep or something. You toned way down. Like slow it down, take out the gears, just play this shit out.
Trying to think of what's that band from, like they had a bunch of music in the Will Ferrell movie. Shoot, why can't I can't think of even the name of the movie. I'm really awesome right now.
What's that band in that movie?
Like what's the main math rock band? I'm trying to think of that. Well, cool. You know, I'm gonna let that.
Was it a recent movie?
No, it was the one where Stranger Than Fiction.
Okay. I
yeah.
like that one.
What was it? Who was in that?
Minus the Bear was in there.
Really?
Yeah, I guess I would consider some of their songs.
I was thinking Spoon, actually.
Oh, okay, I was gonna go.
Oh
to
yeah,
Master
Spoon
Atlas.
did a bunch of them. It looks like. That was a great movie.
That was a good movie.
Will Ferrell doing a more dramatic role.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Queen Latifah was good in that too.
That's right.
Got to reboot Matt.
All right. So yeah, you know, that was the first song I actually heard from them. Pretty big song, and actually it caught the eye of Anthony Green. Like he was in SAWCE.
Yeah, I remember Anthony.
Yeah.
Up until Cove took over.
Yeah, and he was Circus Survived. He caught, you know, he somehow he found this band on Facebook, like loved the song and actually like commented on their shit. Inspired a lot of people to actually check it out. So that song went viral. They got a shit ton of plays. They made music video for it, which has gotten, you know, a couple thousand views already. But yeah, they're definitely blowing up. They even got like GoFundMe to like fund a new recording, which is coming out. They released like one track from it so far, which is the next song that I'm going to play for you. It's called the Good Set. And yeah, this is like a perfect example of like math rock in itself too, like where it goes all over the fucking place. And I think that's, you know, like it was hard for me to choose. Like before we got onto the recording, I was sitting here like flip flopping, like I don't know what fucking songs I want to choose, like to narrow it down to two, because they go all over. Like they have some songs that sound like The Fall of Troy. They sound like more progressive, like, you know, just aggressive rock, you know, to like just really soft songs that could be almost like country-ish. It's weird. So they go all over, and I dig that when a band can, you know, stretch their genre limit.
Right.
But yeah, this is The Good Set by SAWCE.
Yeah, this one's got more energy than the last one.
Oh yeah.
Like video game music almost.
Right. Yeah, like I was saying, I think a lot of it's inspired by, you know, like, you know, video game melodies and shit.
I feel like probably 10 years ago there was like a huge boom of like the what is it, like the 8-bit music. I don't know.
Yeah.
I See Stars like was originally like 8-bit-ish.
Yeah. There was a lot of like video game-esque music. I don't even know what to refer to it as besides that. I get like the genre is just like there's so many, it's like too much to get a handle on.
Yeah, that was like the original synth days, like where people just started really getting hard into synth with like mixing it with rock and like hardcore and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Houston Calls, they like caught my eye because they like had the piano player, like they could do like synth and shit. It was good.
Yeah, their piano was always really good.
Yeah,
I don't know them.
Houston Calls.
Yeah,
East Coast.
Oh man,
I think, right?
if you like pop punk, they're like a pop punk band with like synth.
All right, I'll check that out.
Good lyrics too,
fucking
good storytelling.
Oh man, yeah, their lyrics are great storytelling. Like,
We were talking to the bassist for a little bit, right?
yeah, I'm sure we can get one of those guys on the show. They're really they're friendly, and unfortunately the band's not together anymore, but they were really, really good. The one album alone is like every song's a hit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good set, and yeah, it's a long song. It goes on. It's probably like I think almost 7 minutes.
That's one of those ones you can throw on in the bar. Hijack the jukebox.
There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah. And yeah, it's, you know, it goes all over. It has those slow breakdowns, and then all of a sudden it's the bass player's slapping it like crazy. It's fucking,
Nice.
It's fun. You know, I can get into it.
They're cool. It's definitely a different genre that I'm normally used to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
actually, I think I found these guys like on a Facebook ad. They must have sponsored like one of their videos, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Okay.
I checked it out, and yeah, man, I was like, "This band is what's up." I know who I'm covering.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. So definitely check out SAWCE, SAWCE. Can't stress that enough. Yeah, you'll find them on Spotify. You can find them on YouTube. You can find all their cool ass music videos, which look like they're recorded in, you know, some kind of basement room. But hey, they're fun. Check them out.
Nice.
And yeah, give them a listen. Let me know what you think.
Sweet. So Kevin, what band have you brought our way today?
So I brought a band called Young in the City, which is actually it's a Noah Gunderson side project. Do you guys, are you familiar with him? He's a Seattle local. He did a bunch of songs for Sons of Anarchy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's from Olympia. Figured I'd sport the Northwest. I actually discovered him back in 2005 when he was 15 years old. Like a friend of mine was like, "Come check out this band in Olympia," which is like 2 hours from me.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be shit because it's some coffee shop show. And I showed up and like the kid blew me away. Like he was doing his solo stuff. It was called Noah Gunderson at that point. And it was like Damian Rice, like level quality music.
Oh, wow.
And then he was also in a screamo band called Beneath Oceans back in high school.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So 3 years ago, the screamo band got together and were like, hey, let's play music together. We haven't seen each other in like a decade. And they put this stuff out, the Young in the City, under this name there, because they're like, none of the stuff we did back then is salvageable as being appropriate for today.
Yeah,
and
Screamo had its window. for
yeah, it
sure.
did. Oh man, and I was in that window.
Oh, believe me, we're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is a more like along the lines of Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, like the Strokes. If you like Huey Lewis in the News, it's got like that kind of vibe to it. It's basically let's go out, let's have a good time, and drink a PBR.
Nice.
So the first song is called "Gold in the Sun," and we can give that a play.
Dropping the boss's name.
The
Springsteen,
boss.
man. It's a big title to live up to.
Yeah, their inspiration's Bruce Springsteen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one where my dad's like, "It's Christmas. We're playing Santa Claus is coming to town. It's only fucking Bruce Springsteen.
Oh yeah.
He's the boss." I'm like, all right, Dad, calm the fuck down.
It's funny. I didn't get Bruce Springsteen from my dad.
No?
No, I got the Beatles, and then I
Same.
got a lot of Pink Floyd, I think, and that's about it. Like his tastes are all over the place. He's more of a synth guy,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
which is where I get it from. Yeah.
Yeah. So fun. Could sound like any instrument, man. Yeah, man. I was digging this band immediately. First play, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, it's just fun. He like Noah. If you haven't heard of him, you should check out his stuff too. He's just freaking talented. His more recent album, I just think, is phenomenal.
So that'd be his solo stuff away from this band, essentially?
Yeah, this is a very much a side project. I don't think they'll play outside of Seattle. Honestly, I think they're just fucking around and having fun. Like this is what they do for fun. Like,
Damn.
yeah. So
That's crazy.
yeah. Like, yeah, and you saw like there's no listens on Spotify for this. It's like kind of unheard of, and they're not. I don't think they're going to promote.
26,000 or 24,000 monthly listeners is a good amount for not playing out of their local area.
Yeah, well, Noah's pretty big. Again, he was like #1 singer-songwriter on iTunes for a few months.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
what an accomplishment!
That's crazy.
yeah. It's just I like again like I've been tracking this guy's career like because I saw him again when he was 15 years old. He's like 27 now. So I've just kind of been like I know him enough to where he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Kevin?" But like we don't know each other. Like, but just have gone to like shows for like over a decade for this guy and just seeing this stuff come out of it, and it's just phenomenal music.
That's awesome. It's cool that it's at such a local level too, where like you've been going there enough and he knows like your name to like say hi or whatever, you know?
Yeah, well, a friend of mine recorded him back in 2009. I've kind of been in and out of the music industry for a long time, so I know a lot of like. Do you remember the band This Providence? Like from way back in the day.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like just the pop punk era. Like have met a lot of people. Like because I go to Nashville at least once or twice a year to go like hang out with people, and you just meet like music industry like a big family. You just meet everybody.
Huh.
You're at a party where like the singer for Anne Boleyn just walks in, and you're like just like what?
Damn.
Or like got drunk with Adele's tour manager.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's crazy. Yeah, whatever you want to launch back in.
All right, so that's Gold in the Sun. I think they're just fun. Like I didn't like. There's a lot of local musicians who are like kind of a part of it, in and out. Like one of the guys who recorded this album is the same guy who's like playing with David Bazan right now. If you know Pedro the Lion or David Bazan.
No, I'm not familiar.
I'm in Seattle music zone right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing. Growing up on the East Coast, we had a lot of like the same thing where it's like, oh, have you heard of Just Surrender? And people are like,
Matchbook Romance.
Okay.
Matchbook Romance, I know for sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
They're from our neck of the woods.
Yeah, I was on Warped Tour with them for a little bit.
Oh wow.
So the next song is called Waste My Time by this band, and again I just like I saw them. I saw this. They just played this shitty dive bar down in Seattle, and like it's just fun. Like people are there. Like the audience for this kind of music is just fun because it's like everybody's just like, hey, we're gonna kill a Saturday night. Let's all hang out and drink a PBR.
Yeah.
And I had met some guys the week before. In fact, I met this guy. His name's Michael Porter, and we'd hung out because I go to down in Seattle. There's this bar called Connor Burn where there's live music every week. Like the Head and the Heart used to play there every week until Dave Matthews came out and saw them.
Oh wow.
Anyways, I was hanging out with this guy at Connor Burn, just listening to live music, talked to him. We like hung out, and then we hung out another time later that week. I saw him at the show that I was at where Young in the City was playing. And I was like, hey man, how's it going? I bought him a beer. And then he went up on stage and played, and I didn't realize he was in this band. So it was just like a lot of people walking around. So it was like kind of funny. I felt like maybe I was like sucking up to this guy, even though did not even know.
Yeah, right. You gave him a little ego boost for sure.
Yeah. So this next song is called "Waste My Time."
That's cool. The music scene seems pretty sick up there, man.
Yeah, it's funny. I've gotten into a few fights with the guy from like I've literally been involved with 2 fights from the guy from the Head and the Heart. Like the guy's like a crazy ass drunk.
Oh really?
No.
Yeah.
He's taking swings at you, or?
Cannon.
Dude, so we were in a bar and I like was drinking there and he shows up. It's this small like New York style bar where it's like you can fit maybe 8 people in there. And it's just tiny little cocktail place. The whole band walks in because they just finished a show and they know the bartender and I know the bartender. So they introduced me. We end up hanging out for 4 hours and having a good time. I'm like really connected with the drummer. And then I told him a story about this dog trainer friend of mine who brought their new dog to a dog park in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And a big dog jumped from the big dog area into the small dog area and grabbed a chihuahua by the neck and immediately broke its neck. And,
God.
Yeah. And so she's like, I'm a dog trainer. I'm never taking my dog to a dog park again in Seattle if this is how people react. So I tell the lead singer of Head and Heart this. And like, I didn't realize we were not in like Logic Town anymore, but he's like, you don't think I could fucking take a dog? And I'm like, I don't think that's what I said. And I was just like, it would be lame to bring your dog to a dog park and have it die. And he's like, you fucking stupid Seattleites think you can train dogs. And I was like, I do think you can train dogs. And then dude,
this is a worldwide phenomenon. Like we've been working on this as like for millennia.
Have you ever seen Balto, pal? So he's getting in my face and he's like, you ever been to Europe? You ever been to fucking Europe? And that's when the rest of the band like kicked him out of the bar and we're like, we need to leave. And
he's got strong opinions about Europe and dogs, apparently.
Yeah, I kind of am so curious where that line of questioning was going. Because like,
you trade a dog. You ever been to fucking Europe?
At
Whenever
that
it
point,
goes into animals in international waters, we know where it goes. We got to get him out of this bar now.
The best ending of the story would be if I like went to Europe a year later and was like, why the fuck do we train dogs? Like, why?
I'm here to answer the question.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this was the first song that I listened to when you hit us with the suggestion, and I was like, man, I really like this. This is different, you know. You don't get a lot of that like retro classic rock, you know, the remake type deal. You know, you get a lot of the synthwave shit, but I just never personally find anything like this. Like when I'm looking for new acts.
Right.
It's hard to find new stuff.
It's really rare for me to find a band that I would just call rock that I like. Mm. Like I really don't. Like it needs either to be heavier than that or it needs some synth in there. But like when you can find something that's just rock, that's just clean and good, like that is a cool place to be. But I just find it's like a diamond in the rough for sure.
Yeah, it's so rare.
Absolutely. So we got a ton of stuff for you to add to your, you know, Spotify playlist. We got Sycamore Smith, SAWCE with a W, and Young in the City. Three bands that are spanning the genres and giving you plenty to get interested in.
Yeah. easy access. Just go over to Spotify and check out the American Slacker podcast playlist. They'll be there.
Yeah, we curate that for. Well, Matt curates that for you, I should say.
I do.
So we're gonna get into a little Valentine's Day game, but before we do that, we have a promo from the Genuine Chit Chat podcast.
Hi, I'm Mike from the Genuine Chit Chat podcast, where we have honest conversations with interesting people. I speak to a wide variety of guests, from travellers to musicians to those afflicted with mental or physical illnesses. There's really no subject that's off limits, from movies to politics and even controversial topics ranging from sex to drug reform and political correctness. So if you still believe in the art of conversation, are intrigued by healthy debates with different ideas and perspectives you may not have thought of, and want a podcast where every episode is about something different with a variety of guests, then this may be the podcast for you. You can hear us on YouTube and all your favourite podcast apps, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to hang out and listen to honest conversations with interesting people, then come to Genuine Chit Chat, where I'm your host, Mike Burton.
And we are back with a Valentine's Day game. You know how we love our holiday games, and actually, Podworm Spacecast, you guys are up on your games as well.
Oh, we play a lot of games. they're not all good. I played a game. I made a game for one of our more recent episodes, and it went on way too long.
Oh, a lot of fun though. Oh my god, a lot of
it
fun.
was fun. Yeah. Did you?
I like what
the
I like
danger
your
Island?
non sequitur games where it's just 4 things that are kind of alike, and you got to put them in a ranking.
Oh man, if I get impassioned about it, if someone tries to rank 4 random words in the wrong order, you're gonna fucking piss me off. So.
There's some fucking animosity.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Oh yeah,
that's
you guys
fantastic.
do a good job of cutting each other down with that too. I really enjoy that. You get
Yeah,
creative.
well, the other guys make it easy for me. So
Nice. Good shot. So bring some of that over here, because you're going to need it. You're going head to head against Matt in the
Perfect.
Valentine's Day game. We got some ABCD type questions, or I'll give you a couple of things to choose from. And we got an eventual tiebreaker if it comes to that as well. So are you guys ready? Matt, stakes are high. You're off the show if you lose.
I didn't agree to this or sign anything to this, but okay.
All right. Well, you
That's funny. I
emailed me
got
your
a document in
signature
the
a
mail.
while back, so I think we're good.
If I lose, you will hear from the appropriate lawyers and whatnot.
Great. All right. So question number. Well, actually,
if I win, you'll hear from inappropriate lawyers.
Ooh,
Oh,
those are my
man.
favorite kind.
I'm curious. Might have to make it. I'm gonna rig the game now.
I've got a few on retainer.
So last year we talked about Africa, drugs, ventricles, and beekeeping in our Valentine's Day game.
It's gonna be
You
hard to
never
follow
know.
up to that.
What's that?
It's gonna be hard follow up after that.
Well, you never know where the fuck Valentine's is going to go on American Slacker, and that's what we like to do, is keep people guessing. And I hope that you guys won't be guessing. You'll be getting some right answers here. Let's start with question number 1. Red is an emotional color that brings up thoughts of passion and love, which is why many Valentine's Day decorations are that hue. But red is not the same everywhere. What does the color red symbolize in China? A, nature and harmony. B, good luck and happiness. C, failure and forgiveness. Or D, a future kick in the dumplings.
Oh
So-
my god!
What does red symbolize?
One more time. Are you serious?
I'll run down them again. A, nature and harmony. B, good luck and happiness. C, failure and forgiveness. Or D, a future kick in the dumplings.
All right, we're gonna roll D out, obviously, as a group.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. As a group, I don't think so.
I can't speak. All right, I can't speak.
Towards it.
Nope.
Can't speak for him. I'm
Solid.
good personally. I mean, how are we handling this? Is this a free for all? Who's answering first? I mean, I didn't get a bell or like a zinger.
I think the guest should always go first. You know, it's only
Okay.
I'm gonna go with answer B, and I
Answer
forget what that is.
that would be good luck and happiness. Matt, what is your
Answer A, nature and harmony.
nature and harmony? Well, our podworm is right. It is good luck and happiness.
Ooh,
Red symbolizes good fortune and joy in Chinese culture and is found everywhere during the Chinese New Year and other family holidays or gatherings. Red is also the color in Chinese weddings, representing good luck, joy, and happiness. Thus, red should not be worn on funerals. You
Oh
do
man,
not want to go to a Chinese funeral wearing red.
not wearing this shirt over there.
Unless you didn't like the person, I guess. That you'd be like, fucking show up in a red tux. Like,
That's a baller move. Yeah.
I don't know how Asians respond to funeral trolling.
yeah, weird flex.
It's
like
like the Quentin Tarantino of China director starts a new film. I can imagine that where they start off with all red at a funeral.
Yeah, right. Must not like the guy. All right, so
prick.
our guest is starting off with the lead. On to question number 2. Being single on Valentine's Day can be a bummer. But these days, there are several dating apps where, you can find love. Back in the 70s, bachelors would use shows like The Dating Game to find their true love. What was the name of the serial killer who appeared on an episode of The Dating Game? A. Maurice Micklewhite. B. Luis Garavito. C. Rodney Alcala. Or D. Charles Cullen. So a little true crime Valentine's Day here.
It must have been a shitty serial killer because I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah, like set your standards a little higher. Like, I don't even know who you are.
So I'll run down the names again. We got A. Maurice Micklewhite, B. Luis Garavito, C. Rodney Alcala, or D. Charles Cullen.
Whoever he is, he needs to be more like Ted. Ted
I'm-
Bundy.
Yeah, right. Like I just watched the Ted Bundy tapes.
Some name recognition. Come on.
I'm gonna go with Maurice Micklewhite because he sounds like a baseball player, really, if I were to guess profession. But you know what? He's a serial killer today.
Maybe his day job,
Man, I was gonna go with that one, but I'm not one to join a train, so I'm gonna go either B or C. I think I'm gonna go C. I'm gonna C.
All right.
I don't even know the names, but I remember those were the 3 that I thought. So
The slacker is correct. It is C. Rodney Alcala.
All right.
And fun fact, Maurice Micklewhite is actually the real name of British actor Michael Caine.
that's damn.
I
Talked about this like 2 weeks ago. I thought I was gonna pick it too if you did.
that a while back about how I was just gonna start referencing Michael Caine by his real name and things.
Oh man, I can't believe it's a random choice, man.
Maurice Micklewhite sent me.
She was just 16. She was just 16 years old.
Shut a little girl.
Oh my god.
Didn't have to do it. So a little bit of a backstory. He was sentenced to, Rodney Alcala, he was sentenced to death in California in 2010 for 5 murders committed in the state between 1977 and 79. One of the other contestants who competed against Alcala on The Dating Game later described him as very strange and had bizarre opinions. Alcala won the date with the Bachelorette on the show, who subsequently refused to go out with him, according to published reports, because she found him, quote, creepy.
I'm curious what this show is where you can win and still lose.
Yeah, right. She got a fucked up prize on that
Like how bad were the other guys that the serial killer won?
That's a good point. The other bachelors weren't bringing it,
Yeah, they were all software developers. Sorry,
Yeah,
I don't. If you're a software developer, you're probably cool. I'm a mathematician, but
Sweet
still.
burn. So yeah, just make sure you're better than the serial killer you're sitting next to when you're on the dating game.
Right.
All right, so it's 1-1 right now. We got a tie game going. So our next question: in classical mythology, Cupid is the god of desire, attraction, and affection. Over time, his iconography had acquired a bow and arrow that represented his source of power. A person or even a deity who is shot by Cupid's arrow is filled with uncontrollable desire. What are the feathered parts on the tail of an arrow called?
Oh, I got this.
Sorry. I just love making these questions. A, fletch, B, fletching, C, felch, or D, fidget?
I'm gonna go with B, fletching.
Okay.
Yeah, it's B.
B, fletching. And you are both correct. Fletching is the part of the feathered part of an arrow. Fletch is a movie that what's his name? The guy from SNL. Why am I forgetting it right now? In Community. The old guy, the old white guy.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. Fletch is an old Chevy Chase movie where he was like a spy.
It is.
A fidget is obviously just like a fidget spinner and shit. So you guys are right. It's fletching. In the tale of Cupid and the honey thief, the child god is stung by bees when he steals honey from their hive. He cries and runs to his mother Venus, complaining that small creatures shouldn't cause such painful wounds. And then his mom laughs at him and points out the poetic justice that he is also small and yet delivers the sting of love. So his mom's a bitch, essentially. That's what I get out of that story. Like,
It's-
what the fuck?
It's a tough world to be anywhere related to the Greek gods. That's Greek god, right?
I believe so, because there was a Greek and a Roman version too. So
Okay, yeah.
I think he's Eros in the Roman
Okay.
mythology. So you guys are tied. We're on the last question here. Question number 4. Let's face it, being alone on Valentine's Day sucks. Everyone is pressured to go on a date or be close to a loved one on the most romantic of days. Which of these places is the most remote? Amman, Sveti Stefan, Montenegro, remote Oregon, Ratua Private Island in Vanuatu, or Kristen da Kuana?
I didn't fucking realize we were gonna have to study up on our geography before we did the Valentine's Day quiz.
I like to go at the subject and then just take a hard fucking left.
Yeah, if you're gonna fucking torture us, I'm gonna torture you. Let's hear the fucking answers one more time.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I shouldn't have picked ones with ridiculous names. A, Amman, Sveti Stefan, Montenegro. B, remote Oregon. C, Ratua Private Island, Vanuatu. Or D, Tristan da Cunha.
I'm just gonna go with D.
Okay.
I'm gonna go remote Oregon because I feel like these are all fucking vacation like spots, like
Destinations.
like not far from like big civilization.
I feel like that. Yeah, maybe. I gotta say, remote Oregon just sounds like a red herring to me. But
I don't know.
You could be throwing one into every question. So.
I don't know, man. I feel like he does this shit. I'm going.
It'd be funny if it really is remote Oregon, and then the rest are just like very famous places.
Well, the wait is over. The Podworm has clinched it. It was Tristan da Cunha. Tristan is a remote group of volcanic islands in the South Atlantic Ocean. It is the most remote inhabited archipelago in the world, lying approximately 1,500 miles off the coast of Cape Town, South Africa, and 1,300 miles off of St. Helena, and 2,100 miles off the coast of the Falkland Islands. So it's basically sitting in the ocean between South America and Africa.
Oh, man.
And funny enough, I thought this was interesting. The island holds an annual break from the government and factory work, which begins before Christmas and lasts for 3 weeks. The beginning of the holiday, called Breakup Day, is usually marked with parties and celebrations. So you got a Breakup Day celebration in our Valentine's Day game.
Yeah. If you translate that to English, it roughly comes out to The Purge.
Nice. So, I don't know. The series just kind of dies off as you keep going up. You had to be there for the first one. That's where the good one was. I had a tiebreaker question, but we don't need to do it. The Podworms clinched it. Matt, pack your bags. Get the fuck out.
I'll catch you nerds later. Peace.
Oh God, no wait. He has that. He's controlling the video. He can't leave. Oh man. So no, that was fantastic. Great job clinching it. We're gonna have to send you some American Slacker stickers for your win.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I appreciate it. I didn't realize I was going to have to study up so much for a podcast called American Slacker.
I like to keep everyone on the edge of their seat. You know?
Yeah. High expectations, man, for the Slackers.
Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you coming on and gracing us with your presence.
Cool. Have a good day. Have a good day, guys. That was fun.
Thanks, man. And definitely check out their podcast for sure. And brings us to the end of the show. I think that's about the time where we wrap it up, people. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will love each and every one of you. Until next time, that's it.
There you go.
We smoking America. We passing America. Yeah. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America.